How are we doing, guys? Welcome to the channel, and today I'm going to go through how to make and upgrade alchemy stones. I'll be releasing a separate video later on today to go through the basics of farming and node management, cooking and alchemy in terms of the best way to set these items up to be able to efficiently create and upgrade and sustain yourself in making your own alchemy stones without relying too heavily on the central market to reduce that cost for you in the future. If you're interested in seeing that video, then stay tuned. That'll be coming out on the channel soon. However, today we're specifically just going to be looking at the end section of how to make these alchemy stones and how to upgrade them. So the first thing you're going to need to do is get certain items to craft an alchemy stone. The hardest one to get is shining powder. That is going to be a bottleneck, but I'm about to show you the rest of the items in just a moment. So the ingredients that you're going to need to craft your own alchemy stone is the bottleneck that we talked about, shining powder. You need 10 of those, 3 sinner's blood, which is very easy to make, 5 powder at a time, again easy to get from nodes, pure powder reagent and clear liquid reagent. For more information on these items and what nodes to get, you'll need to watch my other video. However, continuing on, once you have these items, you can make yourself alchemy stones. Once you make an alchemy stone, you'll be upgrading it. And in terms of upgrading alchemy stones, we're quickly going to show you where you're going to start and where you're really going to stop and what your end goal is going to be. So once you craft it, you're going to get your imperfect version. You're going to level up to rough, and then you're going to level the rough up to polished. At this point, you're going to level up to sturdy, and I would keep recommending to try and level it up to sharp. When it is sturdy, there is a chance it's going to downgrade, so it's going to be a bit of a push, but eventually you will get it to a sharp alchemy stone, and that's where you're going to stop. The reason you're going to stop here is because the sturdy ones, you can actually get a one-time use version off the central market called lifestones. If you go to the central market, you search lifestones, you're going to see a one-time use version that you can just equip and use as you go, which is going to be the equivalent of a sturdy stone. That's why you're going to be pushing yourself to sharp, and then you're going to keep that. In my opinion, what you should do is then keep that stone and start a new one to try and push it past sharp. But we're going to switch back to the console screen and talk more about how to get shining powders. So to craft shining powders, you're going to need to do some alchemy, and you're going to need to do some relatively higher level of alchemy. Making any types of oils, any types of upgraded bloods like sinner's blood, clown's blood, and any kind of elixir has a chance of proccing shining powders. However, low-end alchemy like making clear liquid reagent and pure reagents is not going to grant you any shimmering powders. So make sure you're making yourself some elixirs or oils to get those shining powders. I'll show you my storage. As you can see, I've made a bunch of different types of elixirs. I've made a bunch of different types of bloods. And I've also made a good chunk of oils to get my shimmering powders that I've already used to make and sell some alchemy stones. But we're going to show you guys demi-human elixirs today, which I've just got a few materials to craft some demi-human elixirs to make my alchemy stone. So my house is in Heidel that I use for alchemy. It's a little house that I've got over here close to the central market. So we're going to use this alchemy bench because it's the only one that's got durability left. Ooh, not shining powders. To make demi-human elixirs, you need fur sap, blackstone powder, sinner's blood, and arrow mushrooms. If you're using the blue grade arrow mushroom, you just need 1. You need 1 sinner's blood, 3 blackstone powder, and 4 fur sap. Sometimes spirit stones can bug a little bit. So if I just unequip it and re-equip it, you can see that it's now activated. If sometimes your spirit stones don't activate, just take them off and put them back in. Again, like I said, you can buy these off the central market. Right now, I'm just crafting these demi-human hunting bloods to try and get 2 more procs of shining powders, and then we're going to make ourselves some base level alchemy stones. So whilst we're waiting, let me quickly show you on the central market. If you just go in and type spirits into your search engine here, scroll down, you will find all these different stones. There's currently 7 life stones on the market. Life stones are really easy to pick up. Destruction stones are pretty pre-ordered at the minute and harder to grab. So keep an eye on that and make sure you got your pre-orders set at the right point. But you can easily pick up some life spirit stones to make your work easier over here. And see, you've got 1 proc so far. So we got our last proc of shining powders. Only took 77 demi-human elixirs to be crafted to get 2, which really doesn't take that long at all if you got high level alchemy with some alchemy clothes on and a life skill active. Literally took like 1 or 2 minutes, if that, just to get 2. So I've got 50 over here. It's going to give us 5 crafts. So again, you're going to go back to your alchemy table. You're going to select your shining powder. You're going to select your sinner's blood, your clear liquid reagent, your pure powder reagent, and your powder of time. And then you're going to make sure to put in 10 shining powders, 3 sinner's bloods, 10 clear liquid reagents, 10 pure powder reagents, and 5 powder of times. Once you're happy with that, craft all, and we should start making some life stones. So we've made a destruction stone, another destruction stone, a life stone, a protection stone, and another life stone. So that's pretty good. We've got 1 of every stone, at least 1 of every stone. It also has a chance of failing and giving you a broken alchemy shard, which is just a waste. You can throw it away or sell it to a vendor if you really want. But now that we got these items, we're going to be able to start upgrading them. I'm going to upgrade the alchemy stone destruction on this video and try to upgrade this one a bit later on as well to show you what you're going to need for the life stone. So to upgrade your destruction stone, open your menu, go to alchemy stone down here, right bumper to polishing your stone, select your alchemy stone, and you're going to need some ingots. Any ingots, iron, copper, brass, whatever it is. I wouldn't recommend using brass ingots, to be honest, but you can if you want. But any type of ingots you can use to upgrade your alchemy stone. So what we're going to do, we're going to just pop in 50 to see how much XP it gets. For now, we want to get the XP to 80% through polishing. So 50 was a bit too much there, but that's fine. So we got 102% XP. We're going to press right bumper to go to growth. We're going to select our destruction stone. It's going to take also 1 weapon stone. To upgrade it, you're going to click on upgrade, and you can see here we failed. When you failed, you have to go back to polishing, pop it back in, and it will lose half the experience that it currently had. So I had 102% experience. It's now down to 51. So we're going to put 15 more ingots in here to polish it again for some more experience. There we go. We got 81% XP. That's roughly where we want to be. So we're going to stick on growth, and we're going to press Y to see if we can get a successful upgrade. We failed again, so we're going to keep repeating this process now. So let's put 25 in. We're going to keep repeating this process until we succeed. So we got 91% experience, a bit more than we needed, but that's okay. So really what we want to do is get one of these rough stones here. If we don't really want to get a upgraded version of the imperfect stone, that's not what we want, but if you get it, that's fine. Just keep putting ingots into it until it finally upgrades. And we're going to go one more attempt here. If it doesn't succeed, then I'll just cut to a point where we get a success. So it failed, so I'm going to cut to the point where we get a success. Alright, so we got our first success. That took 10 attempts there. And we did upgrade to rough, which is what we wanted. So now that it's upgraded, it's actually going to take a little bit more resources to polish this stone. Last time we used 50, it took us to over 100%. So we're going to use 40 and see where it takes us. So let's see, it takes us to 40%. That's a big difference. So I'm going to pop 50 in here now. Alright, so that's more than enough, and let's get our first attempt at upgrading it again, and if it fails, I will cut to our next success. So the last one took 10 attempts to get a success, and we'll see how many this one takes. Alright, so that only took 3 attempts, that's not bad at all. However, we didn't get a tier upgrade, we just got a level upgrade. So it went from white to green, but it didn't go to the next tier. So the next tier is polished, is where we want to get. So we want to get one of these 2 successes here. We don't want to get it to go blue, because all that happens is it's going to require even more mats for it to upgrade. But getting the better color item for now isn't what we're looking for. We're looking to upgrade tiers. And then once we get to that polished stage, that's when we're looking to get more of the yellow stones after polished. But we're going to continue upgrading until we upgrade the tier. Alright, that's 15 attempts later, but we got ourselves a polished alchemy stone of destruction. So as you can see here, we still don't have the possibility of downgrading. So we're going to keep pushing forward to the next level. If you look at the middle of my screen, you'll see just underneath the stones, it says fail penalty, and then in red, EXP down. So that means if you fail, the only thing that's going to happen is the polishing experience of that stone is going to decrease. Later on, I think at the next stage when we get to it, if we fail, there is a chance that not only will it guarantee decrease in EXP, but there's a chance it might downgrade back to polished as well. But we'll try and get to that next stage, and if that happens, I'll be back with you in a moment with our success. Alright, that took quite a few attempts there. It took roughly somewhere around 40 attempts. But we now have ourselves a polished alchemy stone of destruction yellow tier. So we're going to polish this one again. We're going to probably, so what I'm going to do here, just check the growth. So if I click on this, so it actually can keep going up at the minute. Oh, we didn't upgrade it. Fantastic. Oh, that's pretty unfortunate. So we've got the yellow polished alchemy stone. We're going to level this up. Polish this up to level it up. We'll see if we get lucky again. So see if we can one tap it. If not, I'll cut to the next part of the video. Alright, we've had over 40 attempts with no luck on the next upgrade. So we're going to put the last of our brass ingots in here, or bronze ingots, whatever this was. And we're going to give one more attempt at leveling this up. If it fails, we'll try to level up our lifestone, and I'll quickly talk about that. Which it obviously does fail. So we're going to talk about lifestone now. So it's exactly the same concept of the destruction stone earlier. You're going to go to polished. You'll click on your lifestone. The only difference is you want blue grade fruits. Strawberries is the best. It gives the most XP. So if you are farmers, making strawberries is the thing that you want to do right now. I can't remember how many we need to put in, so let's put in 40 and see what it looks like. Okay, we need a bit more. Let's put in 30. Oh, obviously can't do math, I'm pretty far off. Let's put in another 50. So you definitely need more fruits than you need ingots for the upgrades. And let's put 20 more, and hopefully that should get us to the right point. Nope. 20 more. So it looks like you need a couple hundred per attempt, which is quite steep. But let's give this the attempt and see what happens. We're only going to have enough for like 2 or 3 attempts on this one. So let's see if we get lucky. No good for the first attempt. I'm just going to put in 100 and see how we land, roughly where we land.
Together on that island. His voice always used to be there. Now
So that gave us what, 20%? So another 100 should take us to around the 80% mark, 84%. Give this another go here. Hey, we actually got a success. And is now turned into a sturdy stone, and it hasn't upgraded in yellow, the rarity. So it's still blue, but as you see here, now when we plug it in, there is a chance that it will also downgrade. So it's guaranteed to lose the XP, but there's a chance it will also downgrade. So this is where it starts getting risky. I would say to keep going until you get to the sharp alchemy stone, and that's where you're going to stop and start again. But we'll give this, I think we might be able to give this one attempt. Let's see what happens. Let's put 480 of these in here, see how much EXP it gives. 40, we're probably not going to have enough for an attempt. 51, we're definitely not going to have enough. Unfortunately, that is all my grains. Actually, you know what? I think we got some mushrooms in here that I can... We got a lot of ghost mushrooms. So one important thing I actually forgot is we want to take this to 150% EXP, since we want to maximize the chances that it's going to successfully upgrade and minimize the chances it's going to downgrade. So 1,000, it took about 400 there to finish it off. So now that we're 150% EXP, even if we get a yellow stone, that's still pretty decent at this point. I wouldn't mind getting the yellow upgrade. If it goes to the blue sharp stone, that's okay too, but ideally you want the yellow sharp stone here. So let's plug in the weapon stone. As you can see, it gives you a little warning here. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yes, we do. And let's see if we get it to success. Unfortunately, we don't. We failed. And if we go back to polishing, it also downgraded on top of the failure as well. There was a chance that it wasn't going to downgrade, but that time it did. Let's just pop in these last 500 here. Takes us to 95%. If this succeeds, we'll give it one more attempt. It's unlikely though. Well, it did succeed, and we got the sturdy stone. So now we're gonna need a few more mushrooms. It's going to take 2,000 out. It's more than enough than what we need here. So we'll plug this in. We want to level it all the way up to 150% EXP. So that took about just almost 1,100 to get it to 150. And we're going to give it another attempt here at growth. Unfortunately, we failed again. So that's where we're going to end it here, guys. I'm going to show you the sheet one more time. So we've got ourselves 2 polished stones here. We couldn't get it any further, but we'll show you the upgrades that you can get one more time. So as you can see here, we only got it to this stage. Sturdy is where it can start downgrading. Sharp is where I recommend everyone to attempt to upgrade to. And once you get a sharp, you are going to stop and you're going to start again on a new life stone. The reason is the one-time use stones are equivalent to a sturdy stone, so you might as well just keep going until you get that sharp. Then once you get it, you're going to go to a backup one, try to get resplendent. Once you get your backup to resplendent, that's your new main. So your previous main, which is now your new one, you're going to try to get to splendid, and then again you're going to stop and then try to get the other one to shining. This is going to take an absolutely crazy amount of time and resources and silver to do. So I wouldn't worry too much about getting all the way down here. If you can get yourself a sharp, you've put yourself in a pretty good position. But that will be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Xbox how-to guides on upgrading and crafting alchemy stones. If you want to know more of the basics of life skilling, stay tuned. If you guys are new to the channel, please check out my other videos if you enjoyed this one. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Catch you guys later.